Welcome to Dave's RV Center. Today we're going to be winterizing a Newmar Bay Star 3826. And while there's a lot of components on this water system that are in every RV, each RV is going to be a little bit different. We're going to go through this piece by piece to see what needs to be done. Now I'm going to use the blow dry method plus follow up with non-toxic RV antifreeze, and I only use the glycol-based RV antifreeze. I've found in the past that the alcohol-based antifreeze absorbs moisture out of the air, and unless you get all of that out of the lines, it will mold in the lines, and then it's a little bit more challenging to clean in the spring. So follow me. I got my air line out already. I run through a pressure regulator with a fitting on it, so this way I can hook this straight to my air, and then it's a one-person operation. I really don't need anybody else to winterize. I'm hooking up to my city inlet, and before I turn this on, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go pull the plug out of my water heater. Truma water heater. It doesn't matter if it's a Truma, an Atwood, a Suburban, a Girard. We're gonna take that plug out, and we're gonna leave that out. And I usually tell everybody don't stand here, because when I add air, it is going to shoot water out. All right, I'm gonna put that plug back in the water heater. On the tankless water heaters, I like to because the coil is so small, I like to run antifreeze through them. If it was a tank style, a 6 or 10 gallon, that's just a waste of 6 or 10 gallons of antifreeze. But because this unit holds such a small amount of water, I like to run air and antifreeze through it. So right now the system is pressurized with air. One thing a lot of people forget is the tank fill. I don't run antifreeze through it. I only open it for a few seconds because I just want to push any water that may be laying in a low section of line. I want it out. So now I'm going to just go around and I'm going to start opening up fixtures until it's basically just air coming out. You're still going to get some spurts of water. That's not really the end of the world. It doesn't have to be perfectly dry. But now we're going to go inside. Okay, let's go check out the inside. Yeah, it does. No, I can't believe it. Okay, so now we're on the inside of the unit, and usually what I like to do is I like to just look around, see what kind of options it has. I know that this unit has a washer dryer. It does not have an ice maker, so that is something that would have to be winterized. It's good to always look around If it's your unit, you know what it has. If you're a technician, you don't. So I'm going to come all the way back to the rear bathroom first. And I'm going to start opening fixtures until the majority of the water is forced out. Same thing on the shower. Yep, that happens. Hot and cold. Good airflow. The toilet. Good airflow. This unit has a half bath in the middle, so we're going to hit that one next. By going to the furthest one away first, what ends up happening is you get rid of the majority of the water. Kitchen. That was a lot of water. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is, because I'm not connected to shore, I'm going to start my generator. You might have to...
That's what it did with me the first time. That's what it said like a half hour.
Here we are at the washer dryer. I have it in express mode. I have it set for hot. And I'm going to hit play. It takes a minute. First, it goes through a drain cycle. You'll hear the pump. And then it'll go through its filling the tub. Right now, it thinks there's a load of laundry in there, so it's trying to balance it before it starts adding any water. I'm going to pause it. And there's the other one. So we got hot and we got cold. And I'm going to pause it now. So we've got air pushed out through all of our systems on board. And now we're going to go and we're going to disconnect the air. So after we've pushed all of our water out, I'm going to pull my valve off, and this unit happens to have 2 black tank flushes. Now, you don't have to run any antifreeze through these, but there are, inside this unit, there are some anti-siphon valves, and if you don't get all of the water out of those, you could break them. So all we're doing here is just pushing air through. That's it. We're going to take our filter out, throw it away. I'm going to come over here. Every Newmar has one of these. Valve A, valve B. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our siphon hose, and I have a bucket set up. We're going to just stick that in the bucket. We're going to open valve B, and we're going to close valve A. So now, if you watch that, I'm going to turn the pump on. Now that is pressurizing the system with antifreeze. And it's not enough to just pressurize it. I'm going to go to each fixture, and I'm going to open one at a time. Until we get a good flow of pink coming out. Okay, now we're just going to go fixture to fixture.
Do you have to dump the holding tank?
That's last. That's as we're pulling out of the driveway. That's the very last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
We hook up to our dump station and empty them. Okay. So you really don't need to have.
Do you leave stuff in the trap?
Antifreeze.
Yeah.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep tight. All right, we're back inside. And I'm going to run each fixture till we get some pink. One additional step that I like to do on this unit, because this has the Truma Comfort Plus, and it has a recirculating line with its own pump built in. I like to turn that on to make sure that antifreeze goes through that portion of that system. Yeah, I turned it on. And we're getting hot and cold on each one. Don't forget our toilets. Got pink. That's done. That's done. We're going to come back to this last. Okay.
Don't remember things.
So now that I've got antifreeze everywhere else in the system, I want to come back here and I'm going to put antifreeze in here until I see it coming up in the tub.
What did you press to do that?
So I put it in express when I was adding air to the system. And then I've just been pausing it, changing temperatures. So because this machine has two water valves, one for the hot side, one for the cold side. So I want to make sure that I get antifreeze through both sides. Once I know that we've got antifreeze through both sides, you see the tub is starting to fill up with pink. I'll actually shut it off and it goes through a drain cycle. So now I know that the trap for the wash machine is also protected. So I got both hot and cold, and it's done.
Okay. Now, in the springtime, you just flush it out with a normal wash cycle?
So you could run that through with some towels.
Oh, okay.
You know, maybe wash them twice just to make sure that you got all of the pink out of the system.
Okay.
I just don't like to run the machine with nothing in it. I like to have something.
Okay.
So we've got all of our fixtures. We've got our toilets. And once we are sure that there is no more water in the system, guess what? We don't need antifreeze in the system either. If there's no water to freeze, there's no sense leaving antifreeze in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up all of my fixtures and we're going to go outside and open up the low point drains. This way, you're still going to always end up with antifreeze left over in the system in low points. I just like to get rid of it, the majority of it. There's no point of letting it sit in the water lines to absorb, to get that taste, that odor if you're drinking the water, showering. You don't want to smell, you don't want slimy water. So the longer you leave these systems open to the air and they could dry out, the more clean or sanitary it's going to be. So, opening all my fixtures. Turn my water pump off. Gotta let this hose drain. I could leave these valves in this position until spring. It's not going to hurt anything.
How much antifreeze do you need to antifreeze the trailer?
So it used to be 2 to 3 gallons was enough, but now because of second bathrooms, second full bathrooms, all the accessories and appliances, the water systems on RVs have become a lot bigger. There's not going to be a real right or wrong answer. It looks like we use 6 gallons to winterize this one.
Okay. You need to buy at least 6 gallons for
Or
next winter.
or you just let me winterize it. It's cheap insurance. You know, if something is broken come springtime, I'm going to pay to fix it.
How much do you cost?
So it's $325 for a basic winterize, and then each additional component in a second bathroom, that's an extra $25. If it had an extra, if it had an ice maker, that's another $25.
So this would be $350.
Uh,
Second bathroom.
so this would be $350 because it's got the second bathroom, right? And then there's other motorhomes that have dishwashers, um, you know, auxiliary ice makers. Right. So the water systems have really gotten complex over the years. Our water filter housing, you could leave it empty. You could leave it off. The only thing that you're going to see in here, maybe from driving down the road, is going to be some residual pink that lands in there, which is no big deal. Right inside here, we've got low point drains, and we're going to open those up. So now the last piece of the puzzle is going to be to bring it over to our dump station and dump the tanks, and you're set to go for winter.
Good.
The one thing I am going to do is I'm going to take a gallon of antifreeze and I'm going to go hit the shower trap, right? Because that was the one thing that I did not put antifreeze through. The reason why I do like that, if the hose is long enough and I can reach to the sink, I'm going to go to the sink instead of splattering the shower with pink stuff. You know, when that stuff dries, you'll end up with a film on it. Can you clean it? Yeah, you could clean it. But, you know, if I could avoid forcing you to clean the shower, because I'm not cleaning it, you know, I'm winterizing it. I want to try to get these things done as fast as possible. Winterizing here is a while you wait kind of service. You come in, we winterize it, you are back out the door again.
Yep.
Leave the water tank valve open, the drain valve.
Okay.
Come on in.
the sinks, the antifreeze that I ran through the plumbing goes down the P-trap, so that's all set. I always like to leave antifreeze on top of the toilet seals, just this way they stay moist and supple. Trap is done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I still like to do one last little look to make sure that we didn't leave any tools. We absolutely hit on everything. Because, like I said, if I miss it, I'm paying for it in the spring. Yeah, I mean,
really matter.
You shouldn't run it for 12 hours with no load.
Oh no.
Right? But to run it
15,
for 20 minutes, an hour with no real load, but believe it or not, there is a load. As soon as 110 power is introduced, that inverter turns into a battery charger.
Oh.
So it is pulling a load to charge your house batteries.